This broadcast is inappropriate for all ages, right here on Jam on Toast. It's time for the Watch Spot. Salutations, I am Kamurai, and I am combat ready. Had a little hair on you. That's all that was, just love. Sometimes you just gotta do the damn thing, because it's been a couple weeks, and I'm not in top form, but damn it, am I not gonna try? Yeah, we'll get to my life and situation on another time, at another show, at another place. Where is my show note screen? I still don't understand why Windows has that option to minimize all your stuff when you don't tell it to. But that's okay. Normally we start out talking about CBS. We work our way through a couple things, and we end on Amazon. I'm going to mix things up today, and we're going to talk about things in a slightly different order, and that's alright. Mainly because my CW watching is so fucked up that I'm pretty sure some of these shows have ended, and I don't know what the finale was. But that's the thing with the DC TV shows, is that they're so dramatic all the time. Everyone's life is always on the line. You can't ever fucking tell where the beginning, middle, and end is. It's just for the entire season. And I just don't subscribe to that mentality for these shows. It's really almost ridiculous. And why is Twitch not working? I'm on Restream. It should work. It should work. I'm on Mixer. Or Stream Me. Maybe a freak is working. I don't know. Mixer's working. Mixer is working. What's up, Mixer? Why do I still have, like, yesterday's chat up? I don't understand you, Mixer. You don't make sense. Okay, hold on. We're doing a little bit of housekeeping, deep, because, yeah, Twitch don't like me. We're gonna figure this out real quick. Log in. Because who knows how long this has been going on. But, so my whole point with the CW is that, like, I have no idea, especially with the comic book shows, what the hell's happening. I don't watch Jane the Virgin or Dynasty. I didn't watch Fowler. I know exactly what's happening with Riverdale. And my status there is that, I have not motivated myself. I don't even have it on this profile, to watch it. Not because it's a bad show, but because 100% that it's just that heavy a show. Let's phrase it that way. That's like, oh, I'm not ready for this. Like, I'm not in the mood. I almost want dedicated time to watch Riverdale because it's that good. It's that heavy. But it's like eating a lasagna versus a piece of pizza. Pizza you can grab, you can run around with and be like, look at me, ma, no hands. But lasagna, you need a knife and fork because you're sitting down for a fucking event. Because it's quality. And it's just how it is. I have no idea if Twitch is automatically going to realize that I'm streaming to it now or not, because I joined it in the middle of the stream. I don't know. Probably not. I could probably flash it on and off, but I don't think I want to do this, especially not for this show. But the point is that we fix problems. It's what I do. So maybe I can do this. No, I have to restart. Thanks to Restream. Okay, at least it's telling me that. But I love spot checking things. It's great. So anyways, my point is that Riverdale in particular is such heavy good quality that not start you now. I forgot. Damn, it's always something. That I haven't got caught up. So I know I need to catch up before the episodes start expiring. It's definitely a thing I need to do. Black Lightning, I know I need to get caught up on, and I'm actually excited to get back to that because it had kind of an interesting storyline going on with his family all getting powers and kind of being the Incredibles. But I mean, the politics of it all. It's a good villain, but it's a political villain. So it. And I say political. I don't mean like Republicans versus Democrats. I mean that there's problems in that area because some boss said, "Hey, do this." It's not like super villainy or anything. It's just some dude with some guns and some drugs fucking up an area. It's too real. It's almost too real like that sometimes. It's why I don't like real life crime dramas like NCIS or whatever. I'm not saying they're bad shows. I'm saying they're not for me. I need a twist on it, like Castle or Lucifer or iZombie, which is also on the CW, and I missed too because here's a fucking problem with the CW website. I don't know why I opened this up again. Sometimes they do it chronologically, and other times they do it reverse chronologically. And then sometimes they do the latest ones, and then they do the next ones that are going to expire, and the rest of that's in chronological order. So I fucked up, and I definitely did not watch the last 2 episodes of iZombie, because the last one I remember was the Hockey 2 thing, and I'd go there, scroll to the end, and go, oh, why is it still this one? I think I might have watched some Supernatural, because I know I watched the Scooby-Doo one. That was crazy, and like, I really wanted Dean to bone Daphne just to see what was going on there, and I almost got Sam and Velma. So like I'll call that a win. I mean, like, Scooby-Doo stays pure, but we got just enough going on. So I really got to put some time in over the next week or whatever. But there are 2 things on the CW that I really have to note. Other than just general opinions here. Life Sentence. I can't remember the girl's name, but she's doing really awesome as the girl who got cancer who doesn't have cancer anymore type of show. The show, I don't remember what day it was on. I could probably look at one of the dates and compare it to a calendar. But it got moved to Friday. Now, I don't know what you do in your life. What's the last one? No, don't play that music. 4/4. So we'll just close that whole thing. So 4/4 was the previous one. So it used to be on Wednesday night, and it got moved to Friday. Now, television's dead medium. Let's start with that. But back before you could watch things on demand, those time slots mattered a lot. So when we're getting moved from Wednesday, which is a low traffic day to go out and do stuff, you don't see a lot of people hitting the bars and going out to parties and going to friends' house on a Wednesday. You see them doing it on Friday. That's a bad sign for the show. Either that or it's a good thing because it's a rated time slot. It's hard to tell unless you're in the network. It's either a really good thing or a really bad thing. So the show may get canceled. It may go straight to internet. Which I'd rather they all be straight to internet. Fuck your television and cable. It's a waste of everyone's time, and it's coming to you the same way that the internet comes to you. So just put it in the right pipe. And the other thing is that the 100 is back. I thought the show was canceled. I thought it was dead and gone forever. I was getting ready to binge it again. Like 4 seasons back to back just because it was going to be a good time. It is the show unlike any other show, because I literally can't point to another show like this. A truly unique show in at least certain fashions. Please watch the 100. Keep it alive. Keep it going so that I can get some more. I can't wait. It's coming out on the 27th, which I believe is next Friday. Yeah, so it comes out on a Friday, but I don't know. I watch it on the internet, so I don't give a shit what day it comes out. I just watch it when I watch shows. Hopefully, they'll get it through their heads like that. But let's move on to CBS. So I think a couple movies dropped, but with all these Pink Panther franchise movies here, I can't tell. Popeye's still around. Hotel Rwanda's still around. Don Cheadle's in that. Fish Called Wanda. Valkyrie's Thinner. And Bulletproof Monk. If I'm going to send you to watch one movie on CBS It's gonna be Bulletproof Monk. I always forget who she is because they never put her fucking name up anywhere. But the chick from Bulletproof Monk is fantastic. And you can actually see a lot of range from Sean William Scott here, because he gets Stifler, what's it called? Stereotyped a lot, and he actually has a lot of good range. He's got some good drama range, and he's got some good action range. And he definitely flexes the action range here, and a little bit of romance, if I remember right. But the young lady is Jamie King, and I can never remember what else she's in, because it's not enough. She was in Sin City. I think that's probably the other thing. White Chicks, Pearl Harbor, My Bloody Valentine. Honestly, not a whole lot, but Star Wars Clone Wars, My Generation, Love Bites. Okay, so she's been in things. Okay, she's been in a bunch of things. I just don't know how prevalent she is in some of these, because I don't remember. And I've actually gone out looking for her at times, because she does such a good job in this that I'm just like, I want more of that. And I'm still pissed her name's not on the box. Not that we have boxes anymore, but if you're gonna put people's names on the poster, now granted it's Chow Yun Fat, and they probably really only had room for one other one, and then Stifler got it, whatever reason. Maybe he sucks better dick. I don't know. I don't work in Hollywood. I don't know what the process is. Oh, okay. So if you didn't recognize that sound, when you hover over shows on CBS, this is what it sounds like. Ooh. So real quick, let's roll through this. I do need to go back and watch The Good Fight. I keep forgetting that the shit's here when I'm looking for something to watch, and I'll circle back to that when we get to Netflix. But I definitely need to go back and start in The Good Fight, see what's up with the Rose Leslie. If I don't like the show, that's one thing, but I needed to watch it to figure that out. So let's roll through the Monday night lineup. It's come down to 3 shows now. Kevin Can Wait, which is actually at a really interesting point in its career as a show, if you will. There's a Central Point restaurant called Enzo's. They talk about it every fucking episode. It's ridiculous what a staple this is, and I think they've purposely been browbeating us with Enzo's the entire show, in the first season and this one, and I don't know why this is the plot line, because it could be anything. That it's going away. It's supposed to be being bought up by a big corporation. They moved to have it marked historically, and it's not going to be, because the company who bought it paid off the town council or whatever it is. If you want to rub up against the microphone, you're going to come on camera and get pets. So it's kind of like big monumental thing that's happening on camera, unlike his wife's death, and their complete lack of romanticism in their little business. Like, we're this close to just like stopping a scene at some point, throwing on porno music, and having Kevin and Vanessa go at it. I'm not even sure Vanessa's her name in this show, if that makes any sense. Over on Man with the Plan, like, we had this prank war thing, which I really enjoyed. But of course, it had the nice lesson of like how prank wars are stupid and bad and all that. For the life of me, I cannot remember what the latest one was. Oh, something about Princess. It's all about female stereotyping, because he finally bought his daughter, or one of his kids, because it could have been the boy, their first princess dress, and then she goes around kissing boys looking for a Prince Charming, because that's what the movies and stories tell her it's supposed to be. So he gets in trouble for that, along with some other shit, and it turns out like that's what it was. His wife's been lying and manipulating him almost to their marriage, for his own good. Was Love Bubble versus Lie Balloon. Yeah. Whatever. Relationships are complicated, messy things. You deal with them how you deal with them. I personally like a position of honesty. But you don't, like, we see that like on even on Man on the Planet occasionally, and then on American Housewife, where that leads into like a life of blackmail. which seems ridiculous. Superior Donuts is really not been moving around a lot. Like they try to make a big deal out of driver's license. Like that's the material they're working with now. And they haven't touched like the big things, like Franco, like obviously liking the Hispanic girl. I can't remember her name because they've been pushing her to the background a few times. But they're really like they're selling the fact that she's like friendless because she's hanging out with these idiots at this donut shop that she doesn't like, or that she wants Franco, one of the two. And then they keep like mentioning like that they're not supposed to interact, but they don't do anything with it. So like we're in this like background period with the biggest piece of material we have to work with and not doing anything with it. I don't even remember what happened last time, but I think maybe that was the lady making Detective. I think that's probably what it was. So, I don't know. I don't know what to do with that show. I'm close to dropping it, but I like all the actors. Like everyone does a really good job on this show. It was the baseball one last time, and yeah, her with her first detective job at the baseball game. So, I don't know. It'll live on. Thursday night lineup. So that is tonight. So a lot of those aren't there. So we can roll back a week. I tried watching some of these on Rabbit/Kamurai because we do stuff over there occasionally for We Are Movie Club to try to catch up. Big Bang Theory tend to cause a big discussion between a couple people. I'm making it sound like it was a huge thing, but it was just talking. People conversating, like, if you would. But I don't know what to say about it. Like, I don't enjoy Big Bang Theory like I used to. The first 3 seasons were crazy good. They started gaining success, and I really feel like the entire show got lazy. They're like, oh, we got a thing that works. We'll just keep doing this until we retire. And that shows in a lot of things, especially the storyline. It went to a very generic sitcom. I don't feel that this show represents what it was meant to represent in the beginning. And it's come down to a very obvious, like, modern-day couple show. And they had the chance to do something revolutionary with it. I still think it should have turned into The Big Bang Theory and then Penny and the Gals. And not to sideline them, but to give them their own story and adventures and stuff to go out that crosses over with the boys' stuff. Because the whole point of it was, and I'm not saying they can't both be on both shows, but the whole point of it was to show nerds doing nerd things and enjoying nerd life, and it's still a laugh at the geeks show, and I don't enjoy that that's what it became, and it makes me sad as so many other people do. Over in Young Sheldon, I'm really impressed with this show, that especially the little kid. He's really doing well with it. The mom's another favorite of mine on that show. Dad's actually doing really good. I'm not a big fan of the sister or the brother, but I think that's by design. I think they don't want you to relate to those characters as much, because as complicated as Sheldon has, as complicated a relationship as Sheldon has with his dad, especially since we know that his dad will die before that show's over. He still loved his dad. He loved his Mimon. He loved his mom. So those are the characters that show out really well. But because of the tumultuous relationship with his brother and sister, they really don't come off well. And then he doesn't have a lot of friends to work with either. So it's kind of the adventures of Sheldon all the time, which is kind of what you sign up for when you watch this show. Sorry, I was trying to mouse over to give myself a little reminder what the hell was happening on Mom. Pretty much they're alcoholics doing a thing. There was an interesting bit with them trying to go to a prison to help out with things like that, and the running joke being that Bonnie pissed somebody off every time they go to these places. So it feels like we're really close to a story about like a young Bonnie Plunkett. Bonnie Plunkett? Is her name Bonnie? I think so. Yeah, because the other one's Christy. So like, I'm kind of hoping that Brittany from Glee ends up getting that role when they run with that show. I think that'd be fun. Life in Pieces. I enjoy that show, but sometimes it is really hard to hold on to anything substantial. Even Modern Family is like that because they run such complicated storylines all at once. It's like, what just happened? Don't care. So unless you have your brain on and really paying attention, it doesn't matter. All right, let's get rid of that. On to Amazon. Okay, so there's not a lot here, but I'm gonna try to work on that. No, don't go to that. That's not appropriate for this show. I went to try to watch a couple movies to knock stuff off the watch list and just enjoy a stupid comedy. Why are you misbehaving so much, Amazon? Scroll. As late, like, I'm asking for forgiveness. It's already bad. It was late. It's stupid. There's a movie called Snatch, Curse of the Pink Panties. I think this was actually Curse. It just says Snatch, but it says Curse of the Pink Panties 2 on the box art. Which is horrible. I don't know why these panties would be circulated as they were, but like I think the idea was that they were magic. I'm getting mixed up with Family Guy. Never mind. But they're cursed with like porn stars or something, like ghosts. They're haunted panties. And I don't know how they circulate, because why would you? But like that was the idea, is that like someone would put them on, and then the ghosts would take over and start attacking, or whatever you want to call it. Oh my god, it's ridiculous. And so like I literally cut it off. Like, and when I'm cutting it off for that sort of stuff, no good. What I did put on as a faithful substitute was Bigfoot's Wild Weekend. I figured this would be pretty good, but like spring break and areas where Bigfoot are sighted don't normally go together, so I was really kind of curious what kind of angle they were gonna do with it. But of course, it's like people who wanted to go to the beach but couldn't, and got stuck here where Bigfoot is, like ran across stuff. And Bigfoot's as big a fan of spring break as anybody else, so he's doing panty raids and stealing swimsuits, etc. And I won't lie, there's a couple cute girls on the cover. I was like, oh, we'll see what's up with them. Nothing to write home about. It was a stupid, raunchy comedy. If you feel like that, you feel like that. What I would recommend is Hugo. Hugo was pretty good. Young Chloe Grace Moretz. I don't remember the guy there. Ben Kingsley's in it as kind of as Chloe's father figure. It was probably her grandfather, but they live/work at this train station, which, as far as I can tell, doesn't actually go anywhere. Like, or it goes such far away places that like there's no need to talk about them. Who's the other? Oh, okay. So now I gotta look at this cast, because it's actually a really good cast. Hugo, because the train station, is he an attendant? I guess he's the security guard. Is like worth a note too, but I forgot his name. So the main, Sacha Baron Cohen is who I was talking about there. Asa Butterfield. So the same guy from not Battlestar. What's Ender's Game? That's it. So yeah, so he actually did really good as a kid. Ellamy Mortimer's in that. She was the pregnant wife in Lars and the Real Girls. That's where I remember her from. And sure enough, that's the first one that comes up on her known for section. So good luck, Emily. Good luck changing that. But again, Richard Griffith, Jude Law, not a lot of people that like I can say that like really. Christopher Lee, like that you would know their names offhand, but you'll recognize a lot of people, and the story is really good. He's like a tinker's son, someone who like tinkers with mechanics and whatnot, who maintains the clocks and whatnot. His father dies. His drunkard of an uncle shows up to take care of him and starts maintaining the clocks, and he teaches the trade to the boy. So when his uncle finally dies, The boy's actually been working and taking care of all the clocks and everything. And apparently, like, that he manages to do that for a few years or something. I think they left the body too. So like when they finally find the body, it's been quite some time. And so that's where Sacha Baron Cohen's like, well, then who's been maintaining the clocks? I don't remember what accent he has. But there's just so many like little good things. There's a romance story between Sacha Baron Cohen and Emily Mortimer. There's kind of one between Asa and Chloe. There's a family-friendly romance. Romance is not the word that you think it means in previous cases between Ben Kingsley and Asa or Hugo, where it's romantic in the sense that he sees a dream that he wants to go for, and they get to relive Ben Kingsley's character's dreams because he was a great actor and he worked on like mechanics for shows and whatnot, like pop-up stages and stuff. Really amazing stuff. Even though it's a movie at a time almost, because it acts like it's from, let's see, when did the talkie start versus color? So like early color, like when everything was obviously on film, but like the club, I don't know, like it feels like there's some misses on what's what with the clothing and whatnot. Okay, and then I was checking on Alien Covenant and Giga Hose because I wanted to see where something. I was checking on something for a reference. It's a good show. Watch Giga Hose. It's fun. Yeah, that's really it. I like not doing a lot with Amazon these days. I need to fix that. Oh, geez. So let's see. We got to roll back 2 weeks or so. So let's look at everything. Oh, pretty much for the month. If I double talk about something, that's fine. We can blow past some of this early stuff. Yep, because I do remember talking about a series of unfortunate events. Rewatching that. I swear to God, I've watched that shit like from like seasons 1 through 2 4 times recently. I don't know why it feels so good to watch it. Maybe it's brainwashing, but it's a really good show. The kid actors do a really good job. And Neil Patrick Harris is mesmerizing as an actor. Patrick Warburton's voice is golden. It just such good casting and everything. Nathan Fillion shows up. The librarian in this is actually pretty awesome. The little girl who is horrible, Esme, like, I don't know. It's such a fantastically put together show. I can't go on enough. But back into the realm of movies, I did manage to watch Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest again. Guilty pleasure, whatever. I enjoy those movies legitimately. There's a movie called Bitch. Oh, I remember this one. You always run into problems when you use a curse word as the title. I don't care, but some people do. So it's an overworked house mom who husband's a corporate douchebag. He's cheating on her with some girl at work, working late. Whether or not he's working late, like it seemingly is a specific mechanic to avoid his family, because if his job's stressing him out, then he doesn't want to go home and be stressed out by his family because he's a douchebag and he doesn't see his family as a benefit. But yet he had like 3 or 4 kids, and so mom is just stressed out all the time, with these ungrateful little brats, apparently, and that's partly a parenting issue, but her reward for doing this sort of thing is supposed to be that she has support from her husband, emotionally, availability wise, and whatnot, and she needs a break, and she's trying to tell him that, and he doesn't listen because he'd rather fuck his secretary or whatever. Or no, she works on the second floor, that's right. So she actually tries to commit suicide, and then she finally breaks, and she starts acting like a dog. I don't know where acting like a dog means rubbing shit all over yourself, but that's part of the movie, so enjoy that. But like, she ends up trapping herself in the basement or whatever, and so they throw food down to her. They try to play with her. Like, it's really a whole movie of trying to adjust to someone having a mental breakdown. And it's so bad to the point where like she ends up like she stripped off all her clothes before she had her breakdown too. It was really convenient. Where she actually like breaks down the door to go attack the girl that's he's been cheating with, who actually came to the house for whatever reason. She runs around naked and isn't taken in by the police. They actually find her, which was amazing. And I'm summarizing this because it's not worth watching, but it's a fantastical event that has happened in our lifetimes that you should know about. But it actually gets all the way to the point where like he ends up making sure that she stays dressed and taking her to the dog park, so they can spend time together and that she can get some wellness time as a dog. So, and that's where I remember that movie stopping. It's a little fucked up. I did rewatch Casper. Christina Ricci. I feel I've underappreciated her in my life. She is a pretty decent actress. I really love Penelope. I think I hold this movie in kind of the same regard. She's really good. Who is it? Jeff Daniels is pretty good. The ghosts are so-so. Casper's definitely done better. But the villains are fucking awful. Like, not awful like, oh, you're awful people. Like, really? We could have done better villains for this. There's a movie called Patchwork, where 3 women get sewn together, and it's kind of like all about them dealing with that. And then eventually dealing with that turns into, let's get revenge. And so, like, they have to deal with that. And then, of course, they have to find a way to live, even once they've tried to get revenge. So, it's a little bit of them dealing with that aspect of it. And that takes some funny turns based on the twist in there. And it's actually worth watching, even though it looks atrocious. Because it's just weird. It's weirdly produced. The way they choose to represent things is a little bit odd. But, it's definitely a good story. I'd like to see that rebooted, honestly. I don't remember what Take Your Pills are, but I remember not watching a lot of it, so can I help you? I think it ended up being like a documentary or something about like performance enhancing drugs and like I got bored just describing that. So I'm seeing Amanda. I think I did a lot of test and trial here. Amanda Jacko glamping. Oh, whiskey's in this. So if you ever saw Dollhouse, I can't say like I'm a big fan of Dollhouse, but I really liked Dollhouse. And as much as like, especially I was a fan, especially at the time, even I'm a fan of Eliza Dushku. The girl known as Whiskey in that show definitely stole my heart a little bit. Great actress. Really wasn't familiar with her up until that point. And she's super cute. So definitely kind of like was like, oh, what's this? So it's all about like them, David Arquette and her trying to like save their marriage by trying to go camping and out to this retreat, and then it's just one thing goes wrong after the next. And it's all about winning her back, because it really takes the guy's kind of perspective, if we're being honest. I think Orbiter is in another language. I think it's the Spanish movie. I don't know if it's Spanish or Mexican, but or South American of some kind. But yeah, it's subtitled, and I realized it about 10 minutes in. I think no, 3 minutes in. Sorry, I didn't mean to lie. What are you doing? Don't rub the camera. Like, I'm happy to pet you. What are you doing, you monster? So I ended up putting on Doctor Strange because, fuck it, it's funny, and it's interesting. So it's a good movie to relax to go to sleep. I brushed you yesterday. Oh my god, we gotta get rid of all your fucking hair. Shave you again. Jesus, I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's fucking crazy in here. So I started watching Glee again. It's been a while, mind you, but I hurt my back. It still hurts. It's not better yet. So that's why you see me slumping forward more and more, because it's just giving out on me. But So, in an effort to entertain myself while I try to figure out what to do with myself, while I lay down for days at a time, I put on Glee. So I pretty much binged Glee. What is this? Like 1, 2. I miss episode numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 episodes in season 1. And I'm not going to count the rest, but that gives you an idea about how long a season is through season 2. And this is no breaks. Everything I'm watching is Glee. Season 4, where I think Melissa Benoist finally shows up, or Benoit, whatever it is, Canada. Season 5, and that might have actually been where, because look at these titles don't tell me shit. Season 6, oh my god, I know she's in it. I know by season 6 she got pulled. Like, her name still shows up on the show, but she's not in it. So, like, I think there was a lot of problems that happened at one point, because Glee didn't have Glee Club at one point. Like, for like a whole season, Glee Club didn't exist. And it's all about what they did without Glee Club, including the college kids who didn't go to the fucking school anymore. So upset about this. There's several points in like season 3 and 4 where like the cracks start to appear on like the show and its effectiveness and what's going down with it. Because what really makes the show is like that it's 90% music videos with some plot in between. That's what sells the show. That's what draws your attention and keeps you engaged. But for the plot, if we ignore the music videos and we just look at the plot and pieces together like that, what ended up killing that part of it, which is what killed the show regardless, because when people ask like, oh, what's Glee about? Music video? Maybe I don't watch no more. But when they actually got to talk about the story, the college kids, once they graduated high school from Lima Heights? Lima Loser? Is that the thing? No, that's in Rise. That's another show that I'm going to talk about later. So whatever town they're in or whatever. So, losing words here. So once they leave that town, once they leave that school, like, that's over. That should be a new show. That's what these fucking people don't get. It's like, we have a show, we have a product that we should put on. But instead of keeping this product good and going, and then creating a new thing to make more money off of when you can have both things running at the same time, because they don't have to run against each other, you can stack them. Like, you could keep running Glee, and then After Glee is After Glee, which would have been a great fucking name. But so dumb, these people. I need to be a producer. I really do. Like, I can see these things. So that's what killed it. It's the Skins problem, is what I call it, or the Skins Degrassi problem, because Degrassi has a similar issue, is that they keep trying to show the kids after high school, like while they're in college and stuff, instead of focusing on the new generation. And Degrassi actually does both, if I remember right. Whereas Skins, every 2 seasons, they had a new main cast, but the old cast was still involved somehow. They were background characters because they kept continuing with their own story, but the new focus was the new kids. So let's see. Let's get past Glee. Like, I could spend a whole podcast talking about Glee for a couple hours. So this was just the other night. Monster Family. Really, it's the whole thing. Dracula releases Baba Yaga because mom misstyles him, and he decides, oh, you shall be my bride. So he wants to turn her into a souled vampire, a vampire with a soul, so that they can be together. But he doesn't want her to, like, hurt her, so he doesn't bite her himself. But Baba Yaga has this malfunctioning crystal thing, so she ends up turning the whole family, and then unable to, like, direct herself teleporting back. But I think I either fell asleep or turned off about halfway through, because just why? Um, according to Greta, okay, so I'm actually thumbing that up right now. I think I clicked on it thinking it was Elizabeth Olsen. I didn't realize that they looked anything alike, but it's actually Hilary Duff, who apparently is still doing. Oh, this is from 2009. But I like her as an actress. I don't care. I'm not really a big fan of her as a musician or a singer or whatever, but I liked her in A Cinderella Story. I liked her in this, and it's all about this rebel teen who has a bucket list that she wants to get done, and then she wants to kill herself in some glorious fashion. And it all stems from having watched her dad kill himself, or like at least seen the aftermath. And then like her mother just being neglectful because immediately, as some of us do when we have something traumatic to deal with, she goes, "Oh, what do I do now?" And then she just kept doing that, ignoring the fact that she had a daughter to emotionally maintain as well. Because she's kind of, and I'm not saying like there's really that much wrong with it, but I'm just not a big fan. But she kind of like slept her way into money here and there, and so that during the movie, that's the focus too, is that she's trying to save her marriage, and the guy is either shallow enough or smart enough to go, yeah, you know what, you need to deal with this, because her dad is like, we need family time. Fuck off, dude. And then he's like, yeah, okay. Johnny Test. Oh, Boss Baby sucks. I'm not even talking about it. In fact, I'm going to open it up. I don't even like giving it this traffic. Boss Baby's fucking stupid. Boss Baby Back in Business is a TV show based off the movie. Fuck you. It's just awful idea. Good. I actually like that, Baldwin. Alec Baldwin? Yeah, I think that's his name. Is got work, but no. Somehow Johnny Test is on my history. I don't remember watching this. It's another TV show. It's got 6 seasons behind it, if you will. It looks like a Nintendo thing, kind of like the Fairly Odd Parents, but it looks more like it's Dexter's Laboratory with hot twin redhead sisters. I don't know what's going on there. Like if Dee Dee was oh yeah, from the Fairly Odd Parents, Timmy's older sister, but nicer and hotter and smarter because they're scientists. I don't know what goes through people's heads when they do these visual designs, and all I can do is deal with what I'm seeing with. I'm giving you honest feedback. Oh, I tried to watch the Honeymoon stand-up special collection, Natasha, which is just stand-up comedy. I was just going to throw it on because I threw on a couple of podcasts today while I was working from home because I wasn't feeling good about my back. But I never started it because I went through the podcast and then kind of got fed up with everything, and then I threw on Lost in Space. What a good show. And in fact, if I haven't done it, I'm actually going to open it up right now. I'm going to give it that thumbs up. Where's that at? Thumb it. Thumbed. And I can't recommend it enough. Like, I'm not through the first season yet, but Lost in Space was fun. And I loved Voyager. I never really saw the connection before, but if the original Lost in Space was anything like this one, it's amazing. Damn it, I cannot coordinate with this guy. That's fine. But yeah, so I can't wait to finish watching this. I'm probably going to keep watching it today and tomorrow. Let's go through Hulu real quick. I should have rewound through this before. So we're planning on going back, what, like 2 weeks towards the beginning of the month. Okay, so there's 15 days. Why did I go back further? Selfie. I remember talking about Selfie. Selfie's good stuff, though, if you get the urge. I remember talking about Zohan, Mick, your housewife, Rick and Morty. Having Rick and Morty show up on Hulu at random was pretty fun. If I'm being honest, like I wasn't expecting Rick and Morty, and I wasn't expecting to be enjoying Rick and Morty. Like it's really a fun thing to just have pop up on you and be like, oh, okay, I'll do this. And watching it all out of order too was really weird for me because I'm usually very much a stickler about watching things chronologically. But I really watched it all out of order, had a good time, didn't matter. So fun. Let's see. Good Girls. If I haven't mentioned Good Girls before, watch Good Girls. Totally a good time. Watching Christina Hendricks be a criminal mastermind. Or trying to be, along with this cast, is actually a really fun thing. Let's see. AP Bio, oh yeah, I did talk about this a little bit. AP Bio is reaching weird points where it's like he's actually bordering on being a criminal and a sociopath, which he probably is, if we're being honest, because he's definitely an egomaniac, and he's definitely abusing these kids in some way, shape, or fashion. But what's fun is because it's an AP Bio course, they have decided to band together and teach themselves bio, like nerds do, despite his admonishing, which is really funny. Rise, like I mentioned earlier, that's the Lima Heights thing. That's where they have a Lima loser tradition or whatever. It's really coming together as a show. I'm really impressed. We've reached kind of a turning point where Mr. Mosby, who isn't Mosby, is kind of hitting reality of things, that like he can't have this huge fantasy that he's built up for himself surrounded in the play and everyone else, but he's seeing the heart and dedication that everybody has to it. So like this last episode was all about bringing that to life, bringing in pieces of the real world to represent on stage, to have a representational stage that's a metaphor for something great. Even if you can't go for what you want, that you can still reach something amazing. And there's a fun little story there, especially with the Lima Heights loser nonsense going on. And the amount of effort and dedication that you put into things. And on the opposite side of that, a lot of behavioral problems happening with the kids are kind of like struggling against that too. So that's neat. Man, I'm gonna have a field day when I get around to that. Genius Junior, so happy that's a thing. I swear to God, I saw a kid that looked like my ex-girlfriend's kid on there, and I was like, it's even from close to the same place. They change your name for the show. But like, I'm gonna just reside that it's not her, and it doesn't matter. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is weird. Amy becoming a sergeant for like dress uniforms too, not even a detective sergeant. So she's actually switched out of being a detective, which is weird to just be a controlling, maniacal, crazy bitch. But that gets her and Peralta away from working together, but still both being cops. It's like a weird thing. They made a big push for Rosa to be dating a girl, especially again, which should have a payoff coming up soon. Bonding between Charles and the captain, which is odd, especially with Amy's absence. I guess somebody has to fill that. And then seeing Terry Jeffries get not demoralized, but like physically towed down. I don't know, it was really funny. It's like Terry's gonna leave using his patented small feet walk, or tiny steps. Oh man. So I'm not gonna harp too much on some of these shows because it's a lot of them. Superstore's good stuff. Nothing really special going on there. I could go on about like Amy trying to get a raise and like having some kind of momentous change. Dina and Glenn having a baby together seems to kind of be put on pause. I don't know what's going on there. Lucifer has hit a crazy breaking point. So it's all been revealed like that Maze is part of like some weird conspiracy. Like we ended on such a cliffhanger. The fucking Kane is finally lost his mark at the end of the episode. I don't give a shit about spoiling it. It's a good ride up until that point, but they caught Lucifer just staying up for days at a time, so he's literally walking around all crazy-eyed. Like, it's great. Uh, but we're really to a point where Lucifer might just need to smite Maze, and then like right after he kills Cain. But the most terrible thing that he could do to Cain at this point is not kill him. And maybe now that Cain lost the mark, he's not going to want to die. Maybe that'll be the thing. But I just feel bad for Decker at this point, because not only did she get strung around by Lucifer for all this time, when girl could have just got some. Damn, Lucifer. But now she got strung along by Cain, but at least she got a little bit. Good for her. Just, we're at such a pivotal, crazy point with that. I'm super excited. Oh, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. is kind of hitting that crescendo too. We're finding out that, like, Yo-Yo's arms don't work with her powers, so I don't know what she's gonna do. Maybe she needs less technological prosthetics. I don't know. The Hydra is like collapsing in on itself. S.H.I.E.L.D. is it's about to get torn up from the inside. That was a cool cliffhanger too, honestly. That Hydra, and I don't know why they didn't expect this, but Hydra broke Talbot, which means that they could build him back up. What's impressive is that his wife was reading off the card, so I don't know if she was doing it under duress or if she's Hydra. But honestly, I was a little upset. Like, I didn't want to have to go to the double agent route. I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a better show than that, even if it isn't about S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh, man. So that's pretty much all I got there. Oh, The Triangle. I fucking tried to watch that. It's in Spanish. I don't feel like reading my shows. So got rid of that. Get rid of this. Oh, yeah. So I think that's it for me. So, God. I feel like I rush Hulu sometimes. I need to stop doing that because I only did about an hour. It's fine. For me, ranting by myself, though, it's a long time. But until you see us next time, I am Kamurai. Let's do this. Have a nice day. If you want to see anything else we're up to, go ahead and click the annotations and they'll take you to our other channels. Thanks for watching.